Good morning. This is Judge Alyssa Perez, presiding over the 210th District Court criminal docket for September 30th, 2021. All matters being heard today are being heard in accordance with all emergency orders and directives regarding COVID-19. In addition to that, we are streaming all matters live via YouTube for public viewing. Mr. Pantoja, would you please call our next case?
Yes, Judge. Cause number 2019-0D04903, State of Texas versus Kevin Gomez. Announcement to council, please.
Brian Herrera for the state of Texas. Ready, Your Honor.
Omar Carmona for Mr. Gomez. Ready.
Okay, so Mr. Gomez is in custody. Mr. Carmona, as far as I can tell, I can't remember the specifics of the last report, but I think we've lost track completely of Mr. Gomez. Carla, if you have an update, would you please just give me a quick summary?
Your Honor, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, Mr. Gomez, we had been in court in the past. The court had dismissed the previous MT motion to adjudicate filed. However, the court allowed him to continue in supervision. He was modified into the gang unit, but there is a new arrest. There is a new arrest as of 8/24/21, engaging in criminal activity. He is in custody on a bench warrant right now. He had been reporting to probation, being that it was the special gang unit caseload. He had been reporting. He had been referred to Tacoma EHN with caseworker. However, there were some kind of appointments that he had been missing that he wasn't really complying with. They had closed his case for non-compliance with appointment attendance.
Ms. Pineda, when did they close and when did he fail to attend? Because I know we had issues with the counselor before where it was mostly kind of attitude problems. We thought we had gotten him back on track. Have those non-compliance issues been after that?
Yes, Your Honor. This was as of 8/26/21. The EHN Tacoma case would be closed. So this was after we had we were willing to work with him again and all that.
So, but he was in custody on 8/24, is that right?
Yes, let me check.
That's correct, Judge.
Thank you.
So he must have missed something. I can't think of the last time, but maybe over the course of the summer. Is that what
He
you're
did not show up? I apologize. He did not show up to his EHN doctor's appointment on 8/18/21. Therefore, on 8/26, it was just closed.
Okay.
And the new offense date, Your Honor, is from August 23rd.
Okay. And what are we talking about in terms of new cases? Do we have how many? It's an engaging underlying is what?
An assault, Judge. But there's a terroristic threat P file. Let me see the status of that. But the most recent one is the underlying is an assault causing bodily injury.
Mr. Carmona, I can't remember. I think Mr. Lozano was here kind of, I don't want to call it handholding, but we'd had several statuses just to make sure.
We're all very aware of every lawyer here has handled something of Mr. Gomez's at some point. And I know where the court's concern is, and I'm pretty sure that on your file you probably find lots of notes on this one.
I had very I just hoped that we could get him on track, and this is not boding very well for that. I know parents had been concerned as well and had expressed to probation that when he was compliant with some of the treatment, that it seemed to have modified his behavior in a good way, but that I don't know if we've lost him or not. But in any event, I want to know, Mr. Herrera, you say you have one engaging case. Is that all we have?
Yes, Judge. The terroristic threat was declined, so it's just the as of right now, it's just the engaging in organized crime. Okay. But obviously, I mean, that's a big concern for the state. So, I mean, I think I don't know if this has been discussed previously, but we are recommending that he be revoked to TDC time.
Okay, do you have a number?
I'm thinking 2, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Carmona, do you have, I guess, an update from your client's perspective? Do you know?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
Mhm.
And so I saw him at the annex on Friday, Judge.
Mhm.
And, you know, obviously he's very apologetic. He said he should have been home. I mean, there's no denying that. But he is definitely saying wrong place, wrong time. He understands why they're looking at him because there were some of his friends that were involved in this. And I haven't seen any police reports, Mr. Herrera, but he does say that it was some sort of house party, I guess, and that things got out of hand with his friends, but that he's adamant that there's not going to be any proof that he was involved in the assault, anything like that. He was there to pick up a girl, and he knows he shouldn't have been there. But that's his perspective, Your Honor.
Okay. Well, we have our pre-revo on the 14th and revo date 10/28. Unless there are further developments, I think we're there. Unless I hear from you, Mr. Carmona, that I don't know, there's some type of, I don't recall him ever really having any problems with substance use or anything like that. I mean, I don't think there was that kind of issue. It was just kind of getting him to grow up and start doing what he needed to do. So unless I hear
he's
something
very
like that.
he's very young, you know, but yes, if there's any way, Mr. Herrera, if you have any report that I could possibly look at on the violation, if you can email me, that'd be helpful.
Sure. Yes, sir. And I'll definitely provide that. I do think, obviously that's pertaining to the offense, right?
Right.
But that doesn't, change the fact that he was, out past curfew and still associating with, the people who he shouldn't be associating with. I think that's the bigger concern there, but I'll definitely get that out to you on the new charge.
Okay, thank you.
At least for the 10/28 date, Sandy, and we might as well do it for the 10/14 as well. 10/14, that's a Thursday. Let's the 10/28, what is that? Is that a Thursday as well, or is that we need to have?
That's a Thursday, Judge.
We need to have him on the 26th at least. I don't mind if we do the pre-revo on 10/14 without him, but at least the 10/28. And Omar, if you want him on the jail docket on both of those, we'll move both of those to the 12th and I guess the 26th.
Okay, that's fine.
He needs to be here.
Yes, I would imagine.
Yeah, he needs to be here. So let's change those dates, Sandy, to 3 p.m.ers.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Okay.
Judge. May I be excused?
Yes, sir. As long as he says you're good, you're good.
Yes, sir, Mr. Carmona. You don't have any other cases.
Thank you. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.
Take care, sir.
Who's new? Who's next?
Hey, Judge Martin Villalpando on page 10.
Okay.
Cause number 2021-020-0710. State of Texas versus Martin Villalpando. Announcement of council, please.
Samantha Rugg on behalf of the state. We're ready, Your Honor.
Araceli Solis on behalf of Mr. Villalpando, Your Honor, we're ready.
Hey, we're here on a status conference. I have a notation here to check on the status of a plea. Are we near that or something?
Go ahead, Miss Elise, sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I did see that there was a new notation of a lab report. I don't know if we're ready to go forward.
Let's see. Sorry, Portal logged me out.
Oh,
Ladies, just so you know, Your Honor, this was one where Mr. Cuellar had emailed the court saying that there was those lab results pending, just FYI.
On this one, we're still waiting on lab results, unfortunately. I'll send a follow-up email as well, and hopefully we can get them pretty soon. My understanding too, we're waiting on whether this was going to affect immigration status as well.
Was that the issue at the plea, Ms. Solis?
Your Honor, we already took care of that. He's already consulted with an immigration attorney, so we're fine on that end. I guess we're just waiting for the updated lab report, and then I guess we can hopefully just proceed.
Okay, so we have a final judges in November, jury trial in December. So Ms. Rago, if they're, I mean, seems like these have been pending for a while. So if you could check into that, and we'll have an update on the November setting, if not sooner. I expect you all will be in contact.
Yes,
Thank you.
and I'll send an email as well.
Miss
Thank you.
Elise, so I see they did test the brown bag with it, and then showed, let's see, they tested 4 out of the 9 items that were in the bag. That recently got uploaded. That was on 9/2/2021.
That's the one
And
I was
then-
looking at.
I'll send an email though for retesting.
Okay.
Okay, if there isn't anything else, I have a notation here that it's missing arraignment docs as well, Ms. Solis, so if you'll follow up with that,
I sure will, Judge.
get those filed, and then we'll see what the next setting, like I said, if not sooner.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Commissioner Ramos.
Thank
Who's-
you.
Sotelo, Judge, on page 8.
Mr. Hernandez. Is it Mr. Hernandez? I don't see.
It
Yes,
is, Judge.
Good morning, Your Honor.
How you doing, Mr. Hernandez?
Doing well, doing well. They gave me a COVID shot booster yesterday, so I'm still feeling kind of weird, but doing good. So Mr. Sotelo, the felony plea papers, we've received them. Now we're just waiting for the receipt of the misdemeanor because there's supposed to be a concurrent misdemeanor plea. As soon as I get those papers, I'll take them to the client, get them to sign them, Your Honor.
Okay, well, I normally don't wait for the misdemeanor, so what, how quickly can we get I'd like to set him very quickly because I know he's on one of our upcoming trial dockets.
Right,
Judge-
and I'm sorry, go ahead.
I didn't mean to interrupt. I'm preparing those, so I'll get those out to Mr. Hernandez right away.
Okay. Mr. Hernandez, please, what's our next setting? Is our next setting our final hearing plea deadline?
Yes, ma'am, 10/19.
Okay. can
I
we have-
think, I'm sorry, Your Honor, may I just very quickly intervene? His time would be up on October 14th. And Punto de Partida, who's actually been treating him this whole time he's been in jail, they've actually been sending a counselor. And they're putting him in a program and they're going to, this isn't probation, this is time served. But they're getting him housing and the program and stuff. And so they would like him, I believe his release date would be October 14th. If we can get a hearing date before that, so we can put the special language in, they want him released directly to them.
But it's time served. I mean,
Yes, Your Honor. And my client's in agreement with going into the program, Your Honor.
but once he's time served, how do I have any control of where he's released to?
You don't, Your Honor, but you can order he be released to a particular. They were concerned that last time he got released at like 1 a.m. or something, and by 8 o'clock it didn't happen. They're saying, look, can you just release him like around 8 o'clock? We'll pick him up. We'll take him to where he's going to do housing. He's going to do Inspira for a couple of weeks, and then he's going to start their program. And he's been taking classes well, about 40 classes. So they're putting him in a program that'll give him housing up to a year, which should prevent any more problems with, allegedly starting fires in the freezing cold. So we just want to get him into the program, Your Honor. The court's not ordering the program. It's just to release him to them, and my client's in agreement, Your Honor.
Okay, so I'm receiving a message. Well, it's not just to me, it's to everyone. The TDC and state jail cannot be released to anyone other than TDC or state jail. Yeah, I'm not sure about doing this release to the program. What is he doing on the misdemeanor? Is it also just time served?
Time served, Your Honor.
Yes, Judge.
And he's already served his time on the, I'm trying to remember if it's even a TDC or if it's a state jail that he's pleading to.
It's state jail, 20 months state jail.
Yeah,
Good
it's a
morning,
state
Your
jail, Your
Honor.
Honor.
Sorry, this is Marissa. I'm listed under Trish.
Got it.
So if it's a state jail or TDC, when we send the detainer, because of the jail packets required, we have to send them directly to a TDC coordinator. On TDC, I believe right now the current delay is up to 2 weeks for processing. to be released, they have to, the detention facility does have to receive a letter from TDC to release that person. So they won't do it without a TDC letter. And for state jail, sometimes it can be day of or next day, but with our docket being from 3 to 5, in all likelihood, it's going to be next day.
Right.
Because it is in central time zone. So by the time it's 4 here, they're gone for the day.
So is that something, for example, you can have, for example, he's pleading to time served on the misdemeanors. Can you do that on the misdemeanors?
On the misdemeanors, yes, he can be released that same day, but it will not happen for state jail or TDC, and the processing time is not up to us or the jail.
Yes, sir.
Right,
And
but you can shoot for on the misdemeanor, the release to be to the treatment facility, Mr. Hernandez?
yes, Your Honor. And we're not trying to do same day release. What I'm trying to do is get him pled before the 14th because his sentence will finish on the 14th of October. And that way they could just pick him up that day. They know, they asked us, when is he finishing his sentence? And I gave them the calculation on a state jail. And
Well, I
so
mean, but it sounds like the treatment facility is gonna have to go by the jail procedure, right? So, you know, I don't know that we can give them a time or date certain when we don't have that information.
Yes, Your Honor. The
mhm.
process, like I said, right now currently could be up to 2 weeks from TDC. And I do see there's an arson. I don't know if he's pleading to that one. If it's the state jail, like I said, that might be able to be taken care of a little more quickly. But the TDC one, there's no guarantee on how long it will take.
Right.
I have seen it on one previous case a few weeks ago. It took approximately 23 to 24 days to get the release letter from TDC.
Yeah.
Your Honor, he doesn't
I
have any
really-
TDCs. The last time we pled him to a state jail, and this time we're pleading him to a state jail. There is no TDC.
Irrespective of the differences between the state jail and TDC turnaround time, I just don't, there's still a period of time that I don't think, you know, we can designate. So I don't know that I can satisfy that request. I don't think it's possible. Like I said, if you want to shoot for it on the misdemeanor, go ahead. I don't know how quickly, I know if we have, what was the date on the final hearing plea deadline, Sandy? If you're
The
still there?
19th, Your Honor.
The 19th?
Yes, ma'am.
If you want a plea date sooner than that, Mr. Hernandez, I need the plea paperwork completed and returned to us so we can set you.
Yes, Your Honor. And I've got the felony plea paperwork now, so I'll go ahead and take care of that.
Please do. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, who's next?
Judge, Mr. Hernandez has a reset from Tuesday.
Stockner?
Stockner? Yes, ma'am. And Mr. Stockner is in the meeting right now.
Okay, perfect. Go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. Cause number 2010-0D0-3503. Cause number 2010-0D0-3502. State of Texas versus Michael Stockner. Announcement of council, please.
Brian Herrera for State of Texas, ready, Your Honor.
Edward Hernandez, on behalf of Mr. Stogner, we're ready to proceed, Your Honor. Your Honor, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I've been preparing the paperwork, Your Honor. I was going to send it off to the state today, but what I'd like to do is meet with the client over the weekend and have him look at it first. I've kind of explained to him what's being done legally. And then if he's okay with it, we'll shoot it off Monday to the state.
Are you good with that, Mr. Herrera?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, if you are and you have the time, you all are coming back on Tuesday. I want to make sure we're squared away. Let me see, 10-14 status at 11. Yeah, I don't want to wait that long. We'll see you all on Tuesday. We can do 10 a.m., okay?
Thank you.
And Mr. Hernandez, I'm sorry, who were you, which ADA were you working with on this
I
one?
was working with Erin Delaney.
With Erin Delaney? Okay, so just include her on any correspondence, please.
We'll send it to her as well, so she
Yes,
can
sir.
look at it. I just want my client to approve it first.
Yes, thank you, sir.
All right, so Mr. Stogner, your attorney's going to be getting in contact with you. Thank you very much. Mr. Hernandez, is that your last one?
No,
Yeah,
Your Honor,
one
I
more,
also
Judge.
have Torres.
On page
yes.
9, Judge,
Okay, let's do that one.
cause number 2019-0D0-3148. Cause number 2020-0D0-4469. State of Texas versus Jesus Alberto Torres. Announcement of council, please.
Brian Herrera for the State of Texas, ready, Your Honor.
Edward Hernandez, on behalf of Mr. Torres, we're ready to proceed, Your Honor.
Okay, final judges conference. Mr. Hernandez, Mr. Herrera, what have we worked out?
Judge, so I had been in discussion with Mr. Hernandez. The last rec was 15 TDC and he had provided quite a bit of mitigating information for me. Now, I apologize, as this was one that was kind of, I've gone between chiefs in that time. So I think we're close to a number. And I just need to run that by. I think we can get to that. It's just I can't authorize that until I get it before somebody. So
we're
I
not
can-
going to lose our window on stability. And so I'm going to give you 1 week, and I'm going to hope you keep your chief for the next week. And we're going to get an answer.
Yes, Judge.
And I agree with everything he said. I mean, it's just been kind of.
I know this one's messy, but it has been around. If I'm not mistaken, he's, I think, my #1 jail time guy. And I know it's been complicated. We've had several issues, but this one, if we don't have it resolved very quickly, this is one. When are we actually set for trial?
29th, Your Honor.
Yeah. So if we don't have it resolved, anticipate that trial being set for December 10th. So just letting you know.
I think it'll resolve.
Okay. See you next week. Thank you.
Am I excused, Your Honor?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much, Counsel. Thank you very much.
Take care.
Thank you, Mr. Hernandez.
Thanks, Chewy.
Okay, Judge, reset from Tuesday, Ramsey.
Okay, let's go. Go ahead, Chewy.
Cause number 2020-0D04156, State of Texas versus Sylvia Cecilia Ramsey. Announcement of council, please.
Brian Herrera for the state of Texas. Ready, Your Honor.
Judge, are you on this one anymore or no? Are you here for Miss Ramsey?
He's muted, Judge.
Yes, you're muted. Sorry, I wasn't looking at the screen.
Yes, Judge. Ruben Nunez on behalf of the defendant. Sorry, I didn't realize I was muted.
So I think where we were originally set today to check on a monitor, I don't know if we were set for that. What I do know now, though, is that I have a host of new issues with Miss Ramsey. Miss Pineda, would you please give us a report? Because I don't think I fully read the last email where I was inquiring why she left El Paso County.
Yes, Your Honor. The reason we had already addressed the monitor, which was on 9/16. We had that hearing. You had asked for a 30-day review. However, on September 20th, the officer and myself didn't advise you that we were informed that Ms. Ramsey had left El Paso to go to San Angelo. She had left voicemails with Officer Kendrick. Ms. Kendrick received the voicemails that Monday. We let you know she left without the court's permission. The understanding is she left to San Angelo because she needed to see her ill father-in-law. From then on, Judge, we did inform you. You asked for a hearing to be scheduled today to have that addressed. Furthermore, I did advise you right now that there is some notation, Judge, that there is a victim, a complaining witness on this case. I'm assuming it's stemming from the previous cases that were dismissed. Yes. So complaining witness has been contacting probation officer, letting her know that he wishes to not have no contact with Ms. Ramsey. Allegedly, Ms. Ramsey is calling, having contact with him, showing up to his house, taking pictures. Again, this is allegedly what was informed to the probation officer. I know the conditions of probation state no offensive contact, so I just wanted to bring that up. Officer Kendrick is unfortunately not able to attend right now for personal reasons. I don't have an actual updated monitor report to provide to the court at this time. I know Ms. Ramsey had left El Paso, so we wanted to check on the monitor, but I don't have that information for the court as of right now.
We don't have the monitor report?
Not a current one, Judge, not to see what happened in the past 2 weeks when she was out. And that's basically the update that I have for this morning, Judge.
Okay, Mr. Judge Nunez. Do we have
Good
any?
morning.
Good morning.
Yes, Ms. Ramsey did try to contact me before she left. I was not able to answer her calls. When she did inform me where she was at, I did tell her that she did not have permission from the court, and I asked her to communicate with her probation officer. As far as the other allegations that she's made contact with the complaining witness, I don't have any information to add to that. I know that Ms. Ramsey is going to deny that she's made those attempts to contact that individual.
Mr. Herrera, do you have any information from Mr. Ortega?
Judge, so I had spoken to the complaining witness prior to the plea hearing. And up to that point, I mean, he had mentioned that that was an issue in the past, but as far as these new allegations, I can't speak to that, Your Honor, at least since the plea hearing took place. So I don't, I mean, I just don't know whether there's any truth to that. Because I haven't spoken with the complainant since the plea.
Okay. All right. Anything else, Judge?
No, ma'am.
So here's my overall problem, Ms. Ramsey. She never seems to follow rules ever. And I have very limited patience. I had made a concession in terms of the monitor. Right now, I really don't have confidence that she's been compliant with her monitor. I don't, Ms. Ramsey, and you can shake your head, but the reality is you've been in this court, let's see, 10 months now. You have never once followed the rules, ever.
But it's not, but it's, ma'am, Your Honor, can I please just say something?
Please do.
Yes, ma'am. I did submit a letter from the doctor from my father-in-law's, because they were giving us what it was. It was like a visit.
Stop right there. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. You do not send a letter and say, I'm out. You get permission. And that's what you don't understand. Nobody gave you permission to leave. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Nobody has given you permission to do anything, yet you, Ms. Ramsey, do whatever you want. So right now, I want a bench warrant and she's coming in. You're coming in. I'm done. I told you, you were going to have one chance. And all you did was ask for concessions from the court, which I reluctantly gave, and you proceeded to then not follow rules. So we're going to figure this out one way or another. Right now, my solution to it is to put you in jail.
Okay.
So please get me the bench warrant. Judge, thank you. I know you've done everything you could to get this moving along and are giving her sound advice. The issue seems to be your client does not know how to follow that advice.
Ma'am, wait, can I just say something else too? I did
Ms.
take
Ramsey, Ms. Ramsey, I advise you not to. Okay, I will see you and I'm going to call you right now so we can make arrangements to have you surrender. Okay, ma'am? Thank you, Judge.
Judge, one other condition will be, if we don't end up completely revoking her at this point, is if she is going to get released down the road, we're going to use that GPS personal portable monitoring unit, okay? Because this one is
Yes,
not.
ma'am.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Judge. May I be excused, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Okay, Chewy, who's next?
Okay, Judge Silva on page 8.
Go ahead.
Cause number 2021-020-1921, State of Texas versus Robert Silva. Announcement of council, please.
Brian Herrera for the state of Texas, ready, Your Honor.
And Jesus Quintanilla for Mr. Silva, ready as well, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Quintanilla, I don't think I've ever seen you before. Sorry.
Yes, I'm actually a relatively newer misdemeanor attorney at the PD's office. It's nice to meet everybody.
Okay, good to see you. Okay, Mr. Silva is here for a judge's conference PTD termination hearing.
I was going to handle the motion to recall the KPS, Your Honor.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, in the affidavit written by the PR office, Your Honor, I believe there were a couple of readings that came out to, well, to show of the presence of alcohol, but I believe 4 out of those 5 readings were from the from the low 0.01 to the mid 0.01 level. So they are relatively low. But I think more importantly, Your Honor, when he did breathe into his device, he was at his house. And so I don't believe he posed a risk to his community. He did admit to the PR officer that he had had a drink of O'Doul's, which is advertised as a non-alcoholic beer, but in fact does have a 0.4% alcohol content compared to Bud Light, which has about a 4.5. So it's possible that he just didn't realize that O'Doul's had any presence of alcohol inside of it, Your Honor. Furthermore, Your Honor, he did tell me that his stepson recently passed away in an execution-style murder in Juarez. Unrelated to that incident, he did lose his cousin. He never told me whether or not that may have affected his desire to drink or anything like that, but if keeping him on PR bond by adding certain conditions after we have him screened by our social worker is a possibility that you would like to entertain, then we can go ahead and do that.
Okay, is that everything?
That's everything for me, Your Honor.
And I apologize, I'm working remotely, so when I have to go into my email or Odyssey, I'm not actually looking at you, so it takes me a second.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Odetta?
Judge, I mean, the court set conditions previously. I don't know that just adding more conditions would result in Mr. Silva complying. I mean, he's the court set strict conditions, and he has a monitor in place. He knows what he can and can't consume to get a positive reading, and obviously he's drinking alcohol, even though it's a small concentration in O'Doul's. I mean, I just we would oppose recalling the capious, Your Honor. He's not complying.
Is this a true third?
No, it's not, Your Honor. This is a number four, I believe.
Okay.
There was two in 2008. And then in 2009 was number three. So this is number four, Judge.
Do we know the dispo on those? Did he complete probation? Did he do time?
So on the 2010, if I can pull it up. So for his third, the 2010 conviction, he served for TDC.
Yeah. So that request is denied. Thank you, Mr. Quintanilla.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And Judge, and that was 4 years probation. I'm sorry, Judge.
Oh, that's different.
Yeah, Judge. So he did 4 years suspended, 4 years. I'm sorry.
And he completed that?
And
He didn't get
yes,
revoked?
yes, Judge. It looks like he actually in 2012, there's another judgment, and he was revoked to 3.
Sandy, can you contact PR and see if they have, I guess, since the revo date, the history of compliance with the monitor?
Yes,
See if we
ma'am.
had any other revos?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. Quintanilla, I'll take that back on the denial for now. Let me see what PR tells me and we'll get back to you, okay?
Alrighty. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, who's next?
Judge Hernandez on page 4,
Okay,
cause number 2018-0D05116, State of Texas versus Sarah Hernandez. Announcement to council, please.
Brian Herrera for the state of Texas. Ready, Your Honor.
Marcelo Rivera on behalf of Ms. Sarah Hernandez, Your Honor. The defense is ready.
and we're here for a judges conference. Where are we, Mr. Herrera? Have we done anything on this case?
No, Judge. So I think the last time we spoke, and obviously Mr. Rivera had been in contact with Ms. Vergara.
Oh,
So I tried to get a hold of you yesterday. It was late, Mr. Rivera, just to see if you can forward me. I guess, I don't know if you had emailed Lin Sui or if you guys had just spoken over the phone, but
You know, I actually wound up speaking with Curtis. He got in touch with
Okay.
me. I did email him. He told me he was gonna check with Mr. Ferguson, because I guess he's now supervising that court, and I've not heard anything back. I'll forward all that to you, though, if you want to follow up with
And
Scott.
at this point, Rene Flores is my chief.
Okay,
So if you want to copy him and forward me that information, Rene
will.
would be the one. Yeah, he's my supervisor.
and he's R.I. Flores?
Let me check real quick. So I don't give-
I'll find him. It's okay.
Mr. Rivera, can I put you a week out?
Sure.
I mean,
That'd be
is this
great.
something, I'm not sure what that information entails, but I don't want to push this off much further because it has been hanging around for a while. And if there's
It
going to
has.
be some kind of resolution, I'd like to see that sooner than later, you know? So
Sure.
I guess my question is, well, do you think a week will, I don't know if it's voluminous, I don't know if it's just you know, but I'd like to get you
It's-
back in a week.
Just a summation and a request.
Okay. So let's see where we are in a week. If we don't have an answer for Mr. Flores, Mr. Herrera, then please let him know he needs to be here, okay?
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
And Mr. Rivera, I just put it up. It's R. Flores.
I saw it. And does my client need to check in?
She needs to check in on that Monday. She's not here today, is she?
No, she
Okay.
checked in Monday, but I'm sorry.
Okay.
Hold on. I will not be in next Thursday.
Okay.
Can we push it to the 14th?
Mm,
Going to family weekend to visit my son in college.
sure. So what I'm just trying to see is because I think Sandy put up, we have you set on the 12th. Is that this one, Sandy?
It's not, Your Honor.
Oh,
From Mr. Hernandez, we have her coming back 10/28. So that's further out.
No, let's not go that far. Let's go whatever that next Tuesday is, as long as everybody can be here.
Next Tuesday, the 5th?
No. The Tuesday after the week, so like 10 days from today. And I'm sorry, I'm not looking at a calendar, so.
Okay, so then that would
12th,
be
Your Honor.
the 12th.
Okay, that's gonna work. If you all have an answer before then, you know, please work on it. If not, we'll see you on Tuesday.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Judge, and Mr. Hernandez did check in on Monday morning.
Let me ask you, is that 12th that holiday week where the Monday is a holiday?
No, I believe the 4th is the holiday.
Erica's telling me yes.
Maybe no. I'm sorry. It is the 11th.
So
Which
don't
one
worry
is it?
about your client. Don't worry about your client checking in, Mr. Rivera.
Okay,
Okay, so we'll see you
Okay,
guys on the
so-
12th.
understood. Thank you.
Okay, who's next?
Okay, Judge Garay, page 3,
Okay,
cause number 2018-0D04641, cause number 2020-0D00269, State of Texas versus Teresa de Jesus Garay. Announcement of council, please.
Brian Herrera for State of Texas. Ready, Your Honor.
Good morning, Brent Stevens for Ms. Garay. We're ready.
is this still, are we doing anything or is this still just MIA?
She was just arrested, Judge. In fact, I talked to her yesterday or the day before at the jail,
Okay,
and we're set for a bond hearing on the 5th.
okay.
But
Mhm. You got
she
a
has a
little
new
offer?
state jail possession, and she's on deferred for a drug case. And I talked to her about possibly doing rehab, and she sounded open to that, Brian, if you're interested. So she's previously been to BHRTC and then absconded afterwards. I think she just she's had a lot of problems in her life, and she falls back into drugs. So
So she got out of BHRTC and took off, so.
yes, And I just emailed Miss Pineda. She may want to give the court an update.
Carla, do you have something?
Yes, Your Honor. She was modified back in February 2019 to BHRTC. She was released from BHRTC and was expected to attend the aftercare program. She failed to comply with aftercare. November 2019, she was arrested for the pending offense that we have for the possession of controlled substance. And thereafter, she failed to report. The last time she reported to probation department was January 2020.
So why don't we just revoke her to TDC on the 2018? And if you want something on the new case, run it concurrent or dump it. I don't know. That's just an idea. I'm not going to send her back to BHRTC, Mr. Stevens.
What I was thinking, Judge, is can she have an option of 2 TDC and dismiss the new case versus safe P?
Wait, what are you saying?
An option instead of 2D TDC for her to choose safe P on her probation. I thought, you know what, right after she was arrested, right before I was even notified that she had been arrested, her sister called me and said, my sister needs rehab. And she talked to me about her problems. And then when I talked to Teresa, she's pretty distraught. It sounds like she needs help. So I'd like to give her the option of doing that if she's willing to do it and actually do it.
Well, the problem is we already did it. And honestly, was that the first time she went to BHRTC? What other treatment has she received?
That was it, Judge. She was placed on probation January 10, 2019. She was modified to BHRTC February 2019.
So before this case, though, was she ever given any treatment? Do you have any prior criminal history?
Let me pull that up, Judge.
I'm really not there, Mr. Stevens. I'm sorry.
I don't understand why you wouldn't want to give somebody help if they need it. Is what
I gave her help, and she basically threw a finger at the court. I understand.
Yeah, but that's what addicts do, Judge. That's what addicts do. That's normal.
Well, my response to that is she can do time.
Okay, well, I'm not saying she's not going to want that, because she might, but I don't really think that's the best thing for her.
I appreciate what you're saying.
And Judge, there was just a 2005 DWI, and it looks like on the DWI, she completed probation on that.
Okay. So I don't know what you want to do on the new possession, Mr. Herrera, but that's where I am on the probation case.
Yes, Judge, and I mean, the previous rec was 2 TDC and on the 2018 case, and then 10 months on the state jail, but we can dispose of the state jail in that case.
I'll talk to her, and then I'll let you know ASAP. Early next week, I'll try to have an answer for you, Brian. And then if she's telling me, Judge, that she would really like to go to Safe P, then I'm going to bring this back up.
Okay, is this our bond hearing on Tuesday? Is this the one?
It's set on the 5th.
Okay, so we'll see you then.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
If I may, I'm sorry. If the court would to consider Safe P, we would need to extend her current probation case because it is up to terminate this upcoming January.
Thank you, Carla. Okay. Who's next, Chuy?
Hey, Judge Padilla, page 7.
Go ahead.
Cause number 2020-0D04125, State of Texas versus Sergio Padilla. Announcement of council, please.
Brian Herrera for the state of Texas. Ready, Your Honor.
Good morning, Your Honor. Deborah Bavin covering for Julia Martin for Mr. Padilla. Ready.
Good morning. We're at a pre-revocation hearing. I apologize. I don't have my Odyssey up or my email. Can somebody give me an update? Carla, do you have an update?
Yes, Your Honor, we were here 2 weeks ago. This was basically, Mr. Padilla failed to report. We discussed prior violations, positive UAs for meth, non-compliance with TAP, failure to report. And last discussion we had, Judge, 2 weeks ago, we had discussed the 3-year TDC recommendation, or BHRTC. But we had looked into the case. He wanted to know if he had any prior history of treatment. And there was an old probation case that he was on, which he had BHRTC and had absconded from.
Yeah, no. So we're at 3 TDC.
Yes, that's correct, Judge. Ms. Martin has talked to him and he will accept the 3 TDC. We just need to get the steps and waivers and we can get him signed up.
Perfect. Thank you so much. We'll
And,
have
Your Honor, those have been sent out. I
Great.
CC'd, yeah, Ms. Ibaben, and I sent them to Ms. Martin.
So as a fail-safe, we have a 1021 Revo, but anticipate that we'll get it set at the jail time as soon as we get the plea papers. Okay, Ms. Ibaben?
Brian, when did you send that email out?
Let me double check.
Because it might have
Okay.
gone to the probation
know what?
officer.
No, they did not go to you. It was just to Miss, Pineda and Julia. So let me forward those to you as well. Sorry about that.
It's okay, as long as Julia got them, that's
Yeah.
ultimately. Okay, thank you.
Thank you both. Who's next, Chewy?
Hey, Judge, of the cases that need to go before you and be on the record, that is it for now.